Baalbek in Lebanon is one of those places that genuinely shocks the human mind. So much so that even with today's technology, engineers still cannot clearly explain what truly happened here. The site contains stones so extraordinary that some of them are heavier than a fully loaded jet aircraft. These massive blocks were not placed randomly. They were cut with astonishing precision, aligned flawlessly, and stacked with near-perfect accuracy. The largest of them still lies in the quarry, weighing over 1,000 tons, half buried in the ground, as if the people who carved it suddenly abandoned their work and disappeared. And when you stand there and look closely, the long-repeated statement, "The Romans built this," no longer feels entirely satisfying, because compared to the colossal stones beneath them, the Roman temples above appear almost delicate. The real power and craftsmanship lie below the foundation, and this is exactly where the mystery begins. There are no ancient records explaining how these stones were transported, lifted, or positioned. No tool marks, no inscriptions, no written descriptions, nothing. There is only the final result, and that inevitably raises the questions. Who really built Baalbek? How were stones of such immense weight moved in the ancient world? And most importantly, why? Was there a lost technology or a method we still do not understand? As we follow these questions in this video, one thing must be said from the beginning. The deeper you go, the stranger it becomes. Because Baalbek is not a single structure. It is a layered story, from the astonishing precision of the Trilithon to mysterious underground levels that may still be waiting to be discovered. Some even suggest it was part of a global network, linking the Egyptian pyramids and other massive ancient structures around the world. If you have ever wondered how ancient civilizations achieved the impossible, or questioned whether history is as complete as we are told, this story will pull you in. Most people know Baalbek for its towering Roman columns and the majestic ruins of the Temple of Jupiter. At first glance, it appears to be a triumph of Roman engineering. But here is the critical detail most people never hear. There are strong indications that the Romans did not construct this platform. They found it already standing. And this single fact changes everything. Beneath the Roman structures lies a massive megalithic platform that is thousands of years older than the Roman Empire itself. Archaeologists agree that the upper buildings date to the 1st century AD, but the stones below are far older, far larger, and far more precise than anything known from Roman construction. The more closely Baalbek is examined, the less it fits into the conventional patterns of recorded history. Ancient historians were just as puzzled as we are. Some claimed the site was built by giants. Others said it was constructed before the Great Flood. Local legends associate Baalbek with the sun god Baal, describing it as a divine center of power. Even the Bible refers to this region as a center of Baal worship. And even if we set the legends aside, one fact remains unchanged. This foundation is far older than the Romans, and its builders left no trace behind. In the nearby quarry, enormous stones remain half-finished. Yet there are no visible roads, ramps, or infrastructure capable of moving loads weighing thousands of tons. Some attribute the construction to the Phoenicians, others to an unknown pre-Roman civilization, but none of these explanations fully account for what we see. And then comes the most striking element of Baalbek, the Trilithon, 3 colossal stones, each weighing around 800 tons, placed side by side with millimeter-level precision. Their surfaces are perfectly smooth, their corners razor-sharp, and despite being heavier than a fully loaded Boeing 747, these stones have not shifted by even a millimeter in over 2,000 years. Yet the story does not end there. In the quarry lies the so-called Stone of the South, weighing over 1,000 tons. And in 2014, another block was discovered, estimated at approximately 1,650 tons. This pushes the limits of human comprehension. The quarry is only about 900 meters from the temple complex, but the terrain slopes upward. Even today, moving such weights under these conditions would be nearly impossible. With modern cranes, hydraulic systems, and steel cables, we would still be operating at the edge of feasibility. Imagining this feat thousands of years ago is staggering, and it wasn't just about moving the stones. It was about placing them with absolute precision. There is no mortar, no filler, only perfect contact and total harmony. This level of accuracy is not accidental. The platform is aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal directions and marks the position of the sun during solstices. This tells us that the builders were not only constructing structures, they were observing the sky. The same alignments appear at Giza, Teotihuacan, and Stonehenge. Different continents, different cultures, yet the same mathematics, the same geometry, and the same awareness of the heavens. This does not feel like coincidence. It is as if these structures were a way of writing knowledge into stone, a record that time itself could not erase. Recent studies confirm that Baalbek existed centuries before Roman occupation, while ground-penetrating surveys suggest that undiscovered structures may still lie beneath the platform. This means Baalbek was not built in a single phase. It is part of a much longer story. Perhaps it was not merely a temple, but a monument of knowledge. And if that is true, then Baalbek's message becomes clearer. These stones were not meant to be a mystery. They were meant to remind us that our ancestors were far more capable and far more advanced than we are often led to believe.